Station, everybody. Welcome to episode 14 of Supreme Clientele with Link and Stu, October 4th, 2023. Thank y'all for coming through and being part of the show with us. I'm officially on the laptop, so hopefully things should be a little bit smoother this time, a little bit better of a show. You know what I mean? All things told, but yeah, I'm excited to chop it up with my boy Link. Tonight we got seven comics, and of course the Ahsoka season finale, man. But yeah, hope everybody's doing well out there in the chat. Thank y'all for coming through as always. Exciting night of conversation, man. Link, how you doing, my bro?
I'm well, my man. I'm well. Crazy week? Not really a crazy week, but somehow I bled my days together. Like I told you earlier, I thought yesterday was Wednesday, so it's like I don't know. I don't know how I got that mixed up, but it was like 8:50, and I'm like, "Where's the invitation from Stu, man? Like we got a show in 10 minutes," and I was like, "Oh, it's tomorrow." But yeah, other than
Yeah,
that,
you had me
crazy.
searching the internet frantic about the Ahsoka season finale delay. You're like, bro, where's the season finale at, man? I'm like, let me find out what's up, bro. I was like, I got nothing for you, man. And I look at this morning, I'm like, all right, I think everything, because I don't watch. I guess it debuts Tuesday nights at 9, but I'm not that hardcore. I can usually catch it on the Wednesday AM. But
Same.
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we can start there, man. Hold on, let me get this bad boy loaded up. Dude, the season finale, man. 8 episodes in. I guess just general overall thoughts for you. How did you feel like before we start breaking everything down? How did you feel about the season as a whole? About how everything wrapped up? Moving forward, did you like it? Yes, no, a little bit.
Um, I did. I enjoyed Ahsoka. I felt it was definitely a step in the right direction, or like a course correction for Disney in terms of the flavor. But like the overall feel of Star Wars has become a little, I guess you could say, diluted in some people's opinions, and I feel like this was a good way of like getting them back on track, heading to some sort of a familiarity. Um, I see. For me, this was like my introduction. Like I've seen the Clone Wars movie with Ahsoka Tano where she's introduced, but I haven't seen the majority of like Clone Wars and Rebels. So this was like my first time watching a batch of like episodes or character arc with her. So it was like almost my introduction or reintroduction to her. So for that, I enjoyed it. I think she's a very appealing character with a great supporting cast. Like I obviously, I want to go back and watch the rest of Clone Wars and watch Rebels now because specifically Rebels because it seems a lot of like that leg work that was I guess you could say a lot of stuff paid off in this series based off of Rebels. I want to go back and see how that developed, but it was fun. I'm curious to see where this goes next. It I wouldn't say it was my favorite Star Wars property or IP like show they've done, but it's up there. It's definitely up there for me. But I definitely enjoyed it. What
Yeah,
about you?
absolutely. I think no, I'm with you, man. I'm in the same boat as far as like knowledge of Clone Wars and Rebels, but at the same time, like we've been talking about this, this whole series, they made it super accessible for us. Um, I dug Thrawn as a new villain, like at least to me as a new
Mm,
villain, and I dug his live
yeah.
action introduction. I liked how he's, especially in these last couple episodes, how he's different from Vader in that he doesn't really act on his emotions. He's very cold, calculated. He understands what he needs to do. Like from the minute she showed up, or actually from the minute that she was even thinking about showing up, or he had a notion that she might show up, he was in preparation for that. And just to show that, like,
Mm,
that Easter egg when he was talking about I've been caught unaware by a Jedi before. That was Ezra. Ezra caught. I guess apparently I just went back and read a bunch of these Easter egg articles to try to, which I've done after every episode, to try to further, I guess, better understand where we're coming from. Because like
mm,
there's a lot of little moments like they give you where it's a nod to something, but you don't know what it is. Like
you don't know the
being
reference. Yeah.
being in the same boat that we're in, right? But I love that. Thrawn was just cold, calculated, stuck to the plan. The plan never wavered. The plan worked. But at the same time, like true to Ahsoka's character, she's kind of where she needs to be, I guess. Even though that she wasn't successful, and her and Sabine are trapped back. They got Ezra back, which I know was a big box checked off for them. I mean, at least for Sabine, that was her whole reason for making all these wild ass decisions and getting out there in the first place. So, like to see him back, but I don't know, dude. I was very impressed. Again, like this one was super steeped in the lore, and to see like folks like the homie Dan Worms on Instagram, like not only call some of these things but like enjoy them, makes me feel better as like a more novice fan that like the hardcore Star Wars cats are really digging it. So, yeah, dude, man, I thought it was a great wrap up. It's definitely a stage setter, I guess, for the next in the Star Wars saga. But let's get into it, dude. So first off, I don't have like. Oh, go ahead. You about to say something?
No. I was just gonna say quick. I was glad that they brought back Hayden Christensen again. It's been cool to see him get some love, bro. Some
absolutely.
love.
And I'm glad that he's. I guess from that end scene there, not to spoil too much, but like we probably will see him around there in the future as well. So definitely, absolutely, definitely agree with that. Especially as like, the dude who had to kind of like, whether he wanted to or not, he was Anakin Skywalker, and like he had to kind of carry the torch through that whole like hellfire of the
a lot of weight on his shoulders, bro.
Exactly. And like people are so divisive about those movies, so just to see him like a kind of like get a second chance, not really a second chance, but like to be back in the fold in a way that is exciting and
can be
and like the hardcore fans are with is awesome. But
hell yeah.
Yeah, dude. So like it starts off early. We get Ezra. Again, these are like nods back to and spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen this. Ezra rebuilding his lightsaber with Hu Yang and talking about his history with. Yeah, Hu Yang was. I know he's one of your favorite characters throughout. He was great, dude. I love when he's trying to get the ship off the ground at the end with the turtle people, and they're like, "How's it going?" And he's like, "Do not wait for me." I love his sense of humor, dude. The droids always come through with that comedic relief in the best way with the Star Wars franchise, and I'm always here for that. But yeah, so yeah, he gets his lightsaber back in action. Finally, I wants to talk to Sabine about it, but Sabine's got her own thoughts. So her and Ahsoka kind of clear the air. It's been a back and forth with them through the whole time. I think this conversation has greater implications later on in the episode when Sabine has to kind of trust herself and her usage of the Force. I feel like this is a big conversation in that way, but dude, these bitches right here are like, dude, so like, all right, so my only knowledge of them is playing the Jedi Fallen Order game, but like they did this so well, man. The dark magic, their relationship with Thrawn, what they gave Thrawn, what they gave Morgan Elsbeth. I love these three, man. They were like every time I saw them show up on the screen, I got like a shit-eating grin on my face, dude. I love these three. I thought they were like one of the best parts of the show to me.
I agree. Yeah, I always knew some shit was going down. What were they called? The Dark Sisters or something like that?
The Dark Witches. I love the title of the episode too. What was it? Like the Jedi, the Witch, and the Warlock, like the nod to Chronicles of Narnia with the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. That was dope, dude. Hell yeah. But yeah, and I love how the magic's green, like for whatever. Yes, I love the witches in the Star Wars mythology. And I love like when the Star Wars mythology starts talking about like those ancient powers, and I think they got into some of that with Balin Skull, but we'll get to that later. But I just love how you see like the ancient magic practice here. It's very similar to like the old Earth magic, and that they had these. They're always within totems or a triangle. I love the geometrical, like, uh, construction and like structure of it all. Just like every time you saw their magic in play, whether it was the star map or them conjuring something, bringing the blade of Talon or whatever it was always some dope shit. Like I thought those scenes were always
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, and
Oh, I definitely.
when they gave Homegirl, like here the eyes glowing green, um, and then of course giving Homegirl like the gift of all gifts. Apparently, this also makes you like uh, a samurai in sword practice. Like she was way too good with one sword against Ahsoka's.
I was thinking that. I was like, all right, hold up now. Like all of a sudden, she can like hand Ahsoka Tano her ass. Like,
Bro, it's like okay,
which
the
I
sword
mean,
having a powerful weapon is one thing, but like the skills to wield it against a Jedi like Ahsoka Tano with two lightsabers, like all that gets downloaded with the when you grab it, I guess. But um,
she was
yeah,
possessed by.
right. But like, and that was dope. But like, we saw where that got her, like real quick, and you see what's in her hand at the end. So, um, yeah, I don't know. That was kind of like wild. I don't. It was like I could buy that was a plot hole to me. Like I could buy that the blade was a powerful weapon, but for her just to be like, and I thought the gift of the shadows was going to be like a Nightcrawler type Bamf thing. Like she was going to be able to, you know what I mean, teleport and
Like
like show
shit.
up in different. Yeah. But it was really just like
Yeah,
she became good at sword fighting. Anyway, she takes on Lady Elsbeth. She tells, Ahsoka tells Ezra and Sabine to stop Thrawn, and they get through all these stormtroopers, and of course, like the witches bring him back to life. Very cool scene.
that was
Uh,
I liked that a lot. That was
yeah,
really
that
cool.
was dope, dude. How like they all came back, and like that was something we had kind of been speculating on in the long run, but yeah, that was dope to see it like to come into play here. And then Sabine, um, able to call on the Force when she really needs it against this like super powerful. What do they call it? Death Trooper or something? I saw in the article, but yeah, and able to lightsaber him through the head, and also to push Ezra up on the
I
ship,
like
which
that.
seemed like completely ridiculous at the time. I was like, there ain't no way, but that was dope, dude. I don't know, just to see how
Yo,
far
when
she's
he,
come.
no, yeah, when he first jumped and he was like he jumped pretty damn far. So I was like, and he started to fall. I was like, dog, she couldn't do it. She couldn't do it. I thought she had already boosted him, and all of a sudden she's like, whoa, and he
Yeah,
goes flying back up. I was like, okay, she did
dude,
have a really good character arc, bro. Like
she
she
did.
started off as someone I uh I was like, I don't know about this chick when she first showed up, like the first episode or two, but she quickly grew to become one of my favorites and very like the idea of her is very cool. I don't know why it's never really been done before, like a Mandalorian trained in the ways of the Force. Like, I mean, maybe there has been something like that, and I'm just too much of a novice to know about it. But
Nah,
she's
she
a
seems
very
like a
appealing character.
yeah, she definitely seems like a one of one, man. And like
Yeah.
yeah, Sal says I wouldn't trust her to push that far effects, dude. Like it was it was sketchy, dude. So yeah, but like her like and I like how her decisions didn't leave them dead or mired in misery. Like, she did what she had to get a friend back home. And I like that, they come at that still standing and they still have like not the best prospects, but at least decent prospects to figure things out moving forward. Um,
Right.
yeah, but yeah, I like how she stuck with Ahsoka. She could have gone with Ezra, but she decided to stick with her homegirl, fight off the night troopers, hop on the jet, and try to make it run at Thrawn, which was ultimately unsuccessful. And I love that dejected feeling, dude. When the craft finally settles and they're like, "Fuck, man," like we did,
Yeah.
yeah, we
Yeah.
didn't do it.
I like
Um,
how Thrawn was talking a little shit to Ahsoka right before he left. Like, it was nothing too serious, but he was just like, yo, you know where you came from. You saw your master so great, but you see what ended up happening to him. It could happen to
yeah,
you too. Just that seed of doubt, he's trying to plant. I respected it.
and like how he built his whole strategy off of the fact that she was his apprentice, and like completely
Yep.
unpredictable and dangerous, and I don't know, just a far better, like when it comes to tactical behavior and like not underestimating your opponent. He seems way more intelligent and like on another level than some of these higher ups in the empire. You know what I mean? Um,
He's always like 3 steps ahead type of shit. He's thought of, he's always thinking of like the next few outcomes or mapping out the next few outcomes or something like
Hell
that.
yeah, yeah, that was dope. But I love this shot. They're going back home to the Night Sisters' home planet. So
Ooh,
God knows what kind of things they're going to be able to conjure up with the with the power of their home planet at their fingertips, because they're infinitely more powerful when they're at home, obviously. So
right.
I remember that from the video games. Sabine and Ahsoka kind of get used to their new habitat in Peridia, like in a galaxy far, 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 far away. Um, and yeah, then
Mm,
we see what
Shin,
happens
was
to
it?
the what is it? Shin Hati and
Yeah.
Balin Skull. So Shin finds her way back to the scavengers or whatever, and Balin Skull is apparently seeking a higher power when it comes to the Force. Like, apparently, there's the father,
Oh yeah.
the father, the mother, and the daughter, or the daughter, or something like that. I don't know. And apparently, this is like his big game. And apparently, this is also what Anakin might have
R.I.P.
a part. Yeah, I know. That's the sad thing, is like moving forward. Like, they're gonna have to shore that up some kind of way, because obviously they expected him to be um around. But yeah,
Probably
R.I.P. to
playing
Ray,
long.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, he did an incredible job. I thought,
Yeah.
he always does an incredible job, but just like that silent stoicism he had throughout the whole, and like how he was never really a bad guy. You know what
Bad
I
guy.
mean?
Yeah.
Like he was a bad guy in a sense, but and just a kick-ass sword fighter. I mean, he more or less killed Ahsoka. If they hadn't had that like intervention with Hera's and all that. But yeah, I thought
Yeah.
he
He
was a
was a.
great character.
Oh yeah, he was one of my favorites to be honest in this whole series. He's probably I was a big Ray Stevenson fan. Like anything he ever showed, he always kind of boosted it. Whether it be like Dexter or what else was it he had showed up in that I was watching Dexter at the time. I really remember it, liking it when he popped up. But no, yeah, he was like a bad guy, like you said. But it's not like he enjoyed it. There's layers to him. Like he had a motive for why he was doing what he was doing. It wasn't. He respected these people he's hunting down. He kind of almost he regretted having to do what he was doing, but he had a goal and he was like a Magneto almost.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's a good comparison right there. I think absolutely, dude. Man, that's dead on. That's dead on the nose, bro. I think because like kind of concerned and good and right and wrong, but more his definition of like what the world should
Right.
be, what power he's after, and I just love like my path diverges from yours, and in this way, and
Yep.
how he gave her those few parting lessons, and so yeah, it's going to be fascinating to see what happens to these characters specifically on Peridia, but also what happens to Thrawn, Ezra, Hera. I guess obviously Thrawn is the next big bad moving forward, but I'm not sure what's on. I don't know if
Yeah.
you know what's next on the Star Wars pipeline. I'm not. Do you know? I
Ooh,
damn sure don't. Anybody in the chat know what Star Wars property we're getting next? Yeah, and
that's a
then
good question.
the end was cool with Ezra coming back.
Yes.
Because apparently this is something he's known for throughout Rebels and Clone Wars, is being a master infiltrator through like stormtroopers or other type of disguises. So just a great way to end it, I thought.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Apparently that's part of his like mo. That's like one of the things he's great at. But yeah, yeah, man. I thought it was overall a great show. Can't
Oh
wait to
yeah.
see.
Yeah,
Can't wait to
absolutely.
see like what else they have coming for us, dude. But like Rosario Dawson always kills. Great cast. I know
Yeah.
they're gonna have to make some changes moving forward, but another great Another the Acolyte. I'm not sure, bro. Obviously, but
I heard about Acolyte.
I don't know.
Um,
We'll have
is
to
it
wait and
supposed
see,
to
I
be
guess.
like that's like I think that's like during the High Republic days or some shit like that, isn't it? Like
I'm
the
not sure.
early
With this,
early.
I guess with the strike, everything's up in the air. But I know we're gonna get
You're right.
Andor sooner than later. Hopefully,
Oh yeah, for
um,
season two.
because
Yeah.
they still got to do a season 2 of that. Anyway, um, yeah, loved it. All right, so I thought we'd just do comics in like orders of issues. So our only number one this week is Flash. I know you loved it, so I thought we'd start with that one. You good with that?
Yeah.
Hell
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
dude. Um, I'll let you lead it off, dude. Flash. So Flash number one, obviously, Cy Spurrier's taking. I'll just give an intro. Cy Spurrier's taking over from Jeremy Adams' great run, which I loved with Wally West. Got the legendary Mike Deodato Jr. on art. Um, new chapter. For whatever reason, they decided, Flash needed a new direction with the dawn of DC. And I know you left me a voice message talking about how much you loved it. So, bro, I'll let you start it off, bro. You don't really have to give. I'll just move through the slides. You don't have to get a synopsis, but you can just talk about it, man.
Okay. First of all, I didn't know the last Flash run we had Wally West as the main character. I'm gonna have to go back and read that. That was part of my hype for this issue is because I'm opening up the first 2 pages. I'm like, man, they got Wally, they got Barry in Wally's suit. Damn it, there's no respect, no respect. And so I'm reading more, and I get to like the title page, and it's like Wally West, and I'm like, oh, this is Wally. Wally's back as the Flash, bro. I was like, yes. And then I know he went through that period where he was like in the early 2000s, kind of doing the family thing, but then he like disappeared when Infinite or the
Heroes in Crisis.
Flashpoint happened.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, he
for
came
sure.
back with the Heroes in Crisis.
Heroes in Crisis
He
and
was
murdered
like,
everybody.
yeah, and still like they were like, I was like a little pissed about that. I know it was Tom King, but I was like, because he had just returned, or he like had a brief show up in like DC Rebirth in 2016, and I was like, oh shit, regular Wally's back, and I was excited about that. And then he finally comes back, and they like tarnish him. I was like, bro, you haven't really been doing anything with him. He doesn't have his family, and so when I read this issue, it's like back a return to Wally that I knew him as, like the fastest Flash or the most powerful Flash. That I believe that he is. I know Barry started the whole, what is it called, the Flash Force, or I'm blanking on it.
Speed Force.
But Wally, Speed Force. Thank you. But I know Wally is like the strongest or the fastest. But yeah, I've always enjoyed Wally. He's the Flash I grew up with, and he, I always think of the Justice League, and this felt like a Justice League Wally, the cartoon when I read this. It was just just quick, it wasn't a deep issue, but it set up some cool things, and definitely I'm gonna be curious to come back for issue 2. And Deodato, I didn't think he was like would be a good
Dude,
fit for a Flash book,
killed it.
but he won me over. I like the in the panels. There's like this, look at to the very like at the edge. There's like smaller panels. It's just nothing, but sometimes he
Yeah,
uses it to like emphasize like the static or the background. I think that's really cool. But yeah, I was really surprised by how much I enjoyed this issue. I think Suspiria was great. He's actually been on a nice little run, I feel, because I really enjoyed his Uncanny Spider-Man last week. And Diodato is surprising me again. I never thought when I think of him, I think of like little like a moodier, like sometimes more stiffer. I don't want to say stiffer, but he had some good fluidity with his flash work
dude.
that I
Facts.
appreciated.
Yeah.
I didn't think he could pull
And like you say about the panels, dude, like I love how he uses some for like to highlight one moment, or some to like to pull in a bunch of moments, and then there's some text sometimes. Like and that's something that he's
Right.
really like been experimenting with the past couple of years. But I love this guy's, I love the evolution of his style and the fact that it's continued to like evolve it and get better, and that he's always trying different things. And I feel like he's always challenging himself. Um,
Yes.
might be a bit stiff, Verno. No, man, I completely disagree on Flash One, bro. Um, nothing about this issue felt stiff to me. I felt like he nailed the Speed Force,
He,
especially
oh,
with
you, oh,
all these different characters using it.
okay.
But like
Yeah,
just
I
based on
respect it. I appreciate that.
just off his AWA stuff, like this is so much in the similar vein for me. So this was like a home run to me. Like the not all robots, the what was the other one he did with Cullen Bunn? The Red Zone. It was a lot of the same structure, but like I don't know. I love the art, and I love his flash. I love his and I love Trish Mulvihill's colors with the red. How like
Yeah.
it's not a I don't know. I just love the way his flash looks um in costume. But yeah,
Yeah.
Diodato is one of my favorites doing it, dude.
Yeah. See,
But
I
yeah,
like
like
that
with the
panel with the
panels,
flash for
yeah, see
here.
it goes back and forth, and then you had this random guy coming in at the end. There's all these Wally's obviously surprise, surprise. Got his hands full. There's way too many things on his plate. He's got a wife who's going through basically PTSD because she had the Speed Force at one point when she was pregnant, um, and now she doesn't. Or no, I'm sorry, not PTSD, postpartum depression, really, because
Yeah.
she imagine having not only being pregnant, but having the Speed Force when you're pregnant and like being able to use it, and then like you have the baby and that's gone. Like that's a monster
Life
drop
comes.
off, man. Yeah, like you talk about your hormones going everywhere. I don't
I
know if
always,
there's any.
I think with,
Go
my
ahead.
bad. I
Yeah.
always viewed like speedsters, like I think it was Quicksilver in like Ultimate X-Men said it years ago. He was like, imagine you're behind a slow person at the register. He's like, that's how I feel with everybody. And I was like, man, yeah, once you get used to that, just being able to zoom in and out, do what you need to do. Imagine just that, not having access to that anymore. It feel like almost, yeah, depressing, like it'd be something to get acclimated to again.
Verno, he does put famous actors in his comics. In fact, in Red Zone, Carol Burnett was a Russian sniper assassin. So like he is not. I think, and he had Vincent Gallo. Vincent Gallo as another character in that. So yeah, he's not afraid to use celebrities. I don't think he's gonna necessarily go that route and work with as much exposure as this one. But yeah, dude, I kind of love that about Diodato. And he had another great book from last year that was 3 or 4 issues on AWA that had like a whole bunch of celebrity references. But yeah,
Him,
Brian Cox was in Red Zone as well. So like yeah, he's not afraid to use celebrities for sure.
LaRocca, Tommy Lee Edwards, and Tommy Lee and Greg Land, all varying degrees of being great artists, but they all like to use like photorealistic references when they use faces. And
Facts.
this Bullet Points miniseries, by Straczynski and Tommy Lee Edwards, they've got what is his name? John Cusack as Howard Stark. It's just John Cusack with the little pencil mustache, but it's pretty much John Cusack and like, hey, Mr. Howard Stark, and I'm like, oh wow, that's something to imagine. But they a lot of those, some of them are very prone to doing that.
Oh yeah, I
Yo,
like
quick
John.
shout out. I do like the fact that Wiley is working with Mr. Terrific.
Oh
I
yeah,
think that was cool. Uh, who's Mr. Terrific's going to show up in the Superman movie? I know James Gunn said that, so it's cool to see that they're elevating his status in the comics along with that. Um,
yeah.
Interesting character. I've always appreciated. Don't not the most familiar with, but I've always got excited when he's popped up. I'd like to know
No,
more
yeah.
about him.
He brings Wally down to earth in this. Like Wally's like, hey man, what's up? And Mr. Hervic's like, just trying to see what's up with those like 20 police officers that got like floated off into like
Yeah,
the
like what's up
Phantom
with this?
Zone. Like, yeah, exactly. And he's like, oh, that's just like weird, spooky Speed Force stuff. And then like he ends up quoting that back to him like a page or two later. Yeah, but I like how like kind of takes him to task. He's like, dude, what the fuck is going on out there, man? Like, what is like? Because obviously there's a whole lot of things centered around, and like the whole time, I guess the theme or where we're going is Wally's always thought that the Speed Force was a force for good, but now it's looking like man, that might not be the entire truth. And obviously, Grodd is got some type of technology and several steps on Wally and what's going on here. So yeah, dude, and is working with somebody else who's holding more cards than he is. So yeah, interesting to see where this one goes, dude. But
Yeah,
uh,
this
for all my
the last.
criticism, like, as much as I loved Adams, I thought it was a great number one.
Yeah, interesting start for sure. I'll definitely be coming back. So for all of Adam's run, was Wally the main character?
Yeah, it was like Wally and family. It was heavy Wally
Oh,
and
okay.
family. That was the heavy vibe, yeah.
Okay.
And like the whole
So Barry hasn't.
the 1 minute war thing he had going on towards the end of his run there was like the whole family working together, top to bottom.
So Barry hasn't been the Flash for a minute, then, yeah.
Nah, man,
I've
I
been out
guess
of the loop.
they finally recognized that like Wally was the one everybody wanted and kind of like
Superior.
yeah, superior. Yeah. So yeah. So here we are. Yeah,
Okay.
Flash number one, guys. Check it out. Definitely recommend it.
Definitely worth it.
Yeah, and this Dan Mora cover was fire, I thought. But,
Oh yeah.
all right, word, yeah, man.
Never
All
go
right.
wrong more.
No, dude, you can't. Especially when it comes to like depicting kinetic energy. Like that dude is second to none. All right, man. Number 2, you want to do Immortal Thor or Penguin or Godzilla? Those three are number 2s.
Let's go with the Mortal Thor.
All right, but
Mortal Thor. Let's go.
Dude, shout out! First of all, shout out to Martin Kokolo on artwork on this thing. On the interiors, fucking nuts. I thought throughout. Like, dude is not, especially with this depiction of Tyrannos or like the ultimate like
God Thor or whatever.
Yeah. This and I love these the George Perez covers that they've been doing. They've been doing these like throughout.
I didn't even know they've been doing that. So they got a series of those, or
yeah, dude. Like they had a really dope Doctor Strange one. Had as my phone background for a minute. Like they've been doing a whole bunch of. I kind of got on the wave late, but I wouldn't mind collecting those because all of them look great. I mean, look how great that Thor looks, dude. But
yeah. Bobby showed me that when I was like, "Yo, who's that?" He's like, "That's Perez." I was like, "What?"
Yeah, dude.
No way. Panel opening up.
Yeah, great opening up of Odin going to the World Tree and offering up his eyeball for the wisdom. That he's you got to make a sacrifice to get the wisdom in exchange, and this was that instance. That was super dope. Hold on one second. I'm so sorry. But Tyrannos like appearing here and like I love the side profile face right here. Like I just thought this artwork throughout. And Thor kind of being completely out of his element. I got nothing left to give this guy really, so I'm gonna open up another dimension and try to shove him through it. Dude, like, and I love how he mentions the all sleep here. Like I've been expending so much energy. Like this is gonna cost me in the long run. But yeah, dude, what did you think about this one? It was the whole episode. The whole issue was basically just him trying to get Tyrannos into this out of New York City and stop the carnage and shore up things. But it was, dude. I mean, come on, look at this artwork.
Just
man.
the kind of like I really dug that. I just felt like very Cthulhu like, like very not Cthulhu but Lovecraftian.
Absolutely.
Just very cosmic and scary. You're making Thor look puny, bro. That's something, But fun issue. It was like you said, most the issue was this battle between Thor and Utgard Thor, Tyrannos. But there was a nice little setup. Like I know with Ewing, when he's on a book for the long haul, bro, the character's gonna go on some adventures. So I'm just very curious to see where Ewing takes Thor for his run. Um, yeah, this last setup, this
Yeah,
little
this
interaction
bit at
between
the
Loki
end
and Thor.
was great. Yeah,
Yeah, do you
and
trust me
completely
to be your
unexpected.
brother, your enemy? Like, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
man, that was like a
Loki popped
great.
up.
And I love how like after Thor answers him, honestly, of course, like he goes like full on like different Loki on him,
Was that
and you're like,
evil
oh,
Loki or something?
yeah, like well, I don't know, it definitely feels like it. You know what I mean? Like, uh, what he tells him like all stories must have an ending or
Where
something like that. There at the ending, like
where do
it's
you
just
send
like
Thor?
so. Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna like I feel like Loki's got some awful things in store for him, and like since he exiled Tyrannos, Tyrannos is gonna be hunting him through the cosmos. So yeah, dude, got his work cut out for him. Definitely completely different from like Immortal
Toast.
Hulk, I feel like, but also like
Yes.
Ewing's got such an encyclopedic knowledge of the Marvel universe, and I'm learning things about like I didn't know he needed the all sleep. Did you? I didn't know he needed like all sleep to get right. Like
I uh,
I didn't even
I
know that
knew
was a
that's
thing.
like well, I knew Odin dealt with something like that, so I kind of assumed when Thor assumed position in a hierarchy that the follow the same kind of applied to him, but I didn't know like the extent of it, like how what levels of how much of his power has he been expending in order for him to you know to require the Odin sleep, opening up a portal. That's all he really did that we've seen in this issue. So I don't know the extent of was Odin's need for or non-need for Odin sleep more. Do you have a higher tolerance? I guess he can use more power and go longer without sleeping as opposed to Thor because Thor's less. He's more
Yeah,
inexperienced. Less.
yeah.
I don't know.
But yeah, I don't know.
But I
That was
yeah.
new to me. I had never heard of like him needing like because every time he's been in a fight with me, like it's just like he goes on and like he did. I don't know. So that was like that was that. I thought that was a cool little addendum. But yeah,
Heavy lies the crown.
yeah, facts. So I don't know, man. He's got his work cut out for him. Our boy is
Yeah.
gonna be laid low. Like I feel like severely. So not only does I didn't expect to see Loki so soon. So the fact that Loki's gonna be testing him or whatever, and
Oh,
also this guy's gonna be hunting him is gonna be something else, man. So hell yeah.
Eric said Thor is looking forward to nap time. He was, and they would not give it to him.
Hell no. Hell no. Bro was trying to get that in. Get that power nap in, man, but it wasn't happening.
It comes in handy.
Yeah, I like that you got the Alex Ross designs at the end of that. That was cool. I'm always down to see Alex Ross's like pencil work putting characters together. But yeah, I think really Ross's covers are always great, but Martin Kokolo, man, is really deserves all the credit on that book. I think he's been killing it.
Oh
Um,
yeah, yeah.
all right, next up, let's go Penguin, dude. Killer variant right here by Otto Schmidt, by the way. I love this.
Oh wow, I haven't seen Otto
Yeah,
Schmidt's work in a minute, dog. That's dope.
yeah. Legion Cryo, what's up? Appreciate y'all coming through tonight. We just got through a couple of books. We're on Penguin number 2 now. Tom King. I'm a Tom King fan. Love this one. How did you feel about it, bro? Did you have it? Let me ask you this: did you know who the help was going into it? Because I did.
I did not. I just I was like, oh, he must be some henchman that some background character that someone gave a name to, or maybe Tom King created him. I don't know, but
You did.
yeah, this
Yeah.
issue just followed the help and his. The Penguin's a very interesting character. You know, he's very I feel like he might be the most manipulative villain out of all of Batman's villains. Like he's very when he sets his mind to something, he'll make it happen. And he's very unassuming. You don't think this guy could do all this stuff, but he gets stuff popping. But I this one was good. I enjoyed this. I didn't exactly know where it was going. But I appreciated it that it was like the issue but it's like the Penguin's work doesn't really happen until like the end of the issue. But like I said, it kind of ties into that whole manipulation thing or manipulating thing that Penguin's all about. You know, he's a very calculated man and he waits for the right opportunity and strikes. But this was a good one. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I
Oh yeah.
actually, I forgot to read this one, and you said something about earlier today. I was like, oh, what was the? We were gonna cover another book, and you replaced it with Penguin, and I think I still read that book. If you,
That's a good
I can't
question
remember
because
what
I
it
know exactly what
was.
you're talking about. I don't know. I did. I think I actually pulled Penguin and put Flash, and then we kept Penguin or something. I don't know.
Okay, but no, I read this today, so I'm glad I read this one. Very glad.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, he sure. I think he first showed up in Batman's Killing Time #3. Tom King's like little
Okay,
mini. So it's a Tom King. Tom King doesn't have too many DC characters to his name. Like I like this one lot better than Gotham Girl, whatever it was from his Batman run. But um, I not to hate on his Batman run. I love aspects of his Batman run, and I know you
I
do
liked
too.
the Batman
So
one.
yeah. So like we're not gonna do that, but like I loved his introduction here. Like the first time you see him, like Riddler's waiting for Catwoman at this house. The help shows up instead. He's like this 80-year-old badass butler, and then like Batman's right behind him, throws the batarangs, dude dodges them, like, and then they get into it, and help just gives him the 3-piece with the extra
Damn.
biscuits, dude. Like, and bruh is talking that shit to him the whole time. He's like, "Is that a Ducard I see? Did you know I gifted Ducard his first automatic rifle?" Like he is talking that shit to him,
Wow.
man. Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, I see you've gone.
Yeah.
I see you've gone overseas for some of your training, dude." Like, and the whole time he's just beating
I
him black
taught
and
them that.
blue. Yeah. And this is like how it ends, man. Like with him standing over old boy. Like so, definitely somebody who has no problem going toe to toe with Batman, and like I think that alone makes him, an intimidating physical prospect.
Is he like superhuman in any aspect, or is he just like because he's like what
He's
93 in this Penguin issue or
dude. I
something
don't know.
along
There's like
92?
it's like there's something's got to be going on because I know like it's the comic books and we gotta let some things slide, but
Maybe.
dude is
Yeah.
ancient, and then we get into that, like you said, like we get into that with like when we get into like his manner and his doctor, like we'll get here. Let's
Right.
get to it. Like, so anyway, Penguin shows up. Penguin's basically been exiled, right? The more or less is Penguin's going to try to take back his empire, and he knows the first stop he has to make that happen is with this guy because I think basically without this guy as his right hand man, he's significantly hampered in his efforts to take back Gotham. I love how he shows up and he leaves the whack whack note as like, "Who's here?" Oh, it's this motherfucker.
You know what's up. You know what time it
Yeah,
is.
you know what time it is, and just like the constant, like this isn't you. What is going on? Like you're leading this pampered life. I think he's got like 28 or 29 servants in this estate. Um, and bro's living it up. Like he's retired. He's put in his work, hurting people all his life. He wants to live it up. Penguin's like, "Yo, I'm taking back the city. I want you to join me." Dude's like, "Nah." He's like, "But spend the night. Come out. Come out. What is it? Clay shooting with me tomorrow or whatever. Hey, yeah, spend a night or two with me. So the next day they go out, they're shooting clays or whatever. Penguin turns a shotgun on him. That doesn't end up well for Penguin. He gets a busted nose. He's like, "Boy, I told you no." So at this point, Penguin realizes what he must do. The doctor's treating him. He's like, "All right." So he chokes the doctor to death. I love that we have the doctor's like Tom King. Like
Narration.
I was complaining about his narration last week, but I love how we have the narration of the doctor in his last moments. where he's like worried about the
Yeah.
help. He's old. Who's going to take care of him? And like I can feel his fingers around my neck, and like I just thought that was that was brilliant, dude. And I love like the lifeless, that scene right there, the lifeless like neck in his hands or whatever, and then we get the help, like he's fencing or whatever. His butler comes. He's like, Penguin's ready to leave. He feels rejuvenated. He wants to see you before he goes. I'll be glad to tell him to fuck off. And the help's like, nah, let's just get this over with. So the help's like, look, dude, I told you no. The answer's no. Penguin fucking shoots his butler right there. He's poisoned his drink. Help like falls asleep. And Penguin's last words is like, I got a busy afternoon ahead of me. The help slowly wakes up.
Sorry, I'll be here when you wake up.
And everybody's gone. I love the red here. Everybody that's dead is red.
Yeah.
Great color scheme. Just a great double page, man. Like when you come back up like for Tom King using his like little 9-panel Watchmen, his like before and then like kind of coming into this, I like it. So yeah, great shot here. And
Tom King loves that
dude, he loves the 9-panel grid. Oh, that 9-panel grid is just for man, for sure. But yeah, so yeah, everybody's dead. Penguin's like, what the fuck? And then the move of total disrespect. You don't hire the help, you are the help, and just beats that phrase into him with the whack and the umbrella. And dude, I love the violence here. Yeah, cold-blooded. Yeah. And then the next scene is fucking in the rain. Penguin leaves the house the same way he came in, except this time somebody else is holding the umbrella for him, and it's the help. Like it's the owner of the estate, and like off they go. So like, dude, like this could have been a one shot. Like leave nothing before it or nothing after it. Just a great, like this is one of those great standalone issues. I think that'll stand the test of time. Yes. And I think Tom King has a really great knack at finding, like he did with Riddler in One Bad Day, of finding like some of these darker things that make these characters work and exposing it. But I feel like when it comes to some of Batman's rogues gallery, some of them are underused or not used the right way. I feel like this is one of those instances where I'm excited to see where this goes. I'm excited to see Penguin get the limelight in this way. The art's been great. The colors are great. Hell of an issue, and everybody was talking about this one, dude. So,
I agree.
Yeah, number three, I'm here for it. I love this variant cover by Derek Robinson right here. As long as you give him a nasty nose,
yeah.
But yeah, y'all check out Penguin, dude. It was one of the best books of the week, absolutely, bar none. Whether you like Tom King or not, just read that one issue and see how you feel.
Profile.
Hell yeah, dude. All right. This is a sleeper number 2. I don't think a lot of people are reading this book. Hold on, wrong book. There we go. Now this is a recommendation from my boy Rockin' Robbie Billups on his weekly comic book review and the monthly comic book review. He's been talking about this one. Godzilla War for Humanity. It's in its second issue. Basically, we have the kaijus are taking over the earth, and Godzilla's not really doing a damn thing about it, and we're trying to wake him up into action. And it's kind of centered around this main character who is has past history, family history, I guess, with Godzilla, and wants to communicate with him. And did you read this one, dude? Before I get into it too much.
Yeah.
What did you think of it? Because I know this one was kind of brand new to you. Did you like it?
This was it was fun. I enjoyed the art. I like the art the most.
Is so good. Yeah, the art is crazy in this.
It was a little bit more playful than I had imagined for a Godzilla story, but once I got into the vibe of it, it was fun. But
the art is lighthearted but cool and intriguing in the same. Like it's not
detailed.
Too kiddie. Yeah.
Yeah. But it was fun. There's some cool ideas going on. that specifically, the whole Voltron Power Ranger,
Yeah, they're gonna.
is
It reminded me of
Godzilla Squad.
Pacific Rim. Like we're gonna send like our operators after. Oh shit! Hold on, I'm getting too far ahead of myself. But look at this art,
Had a
guys. Like art is so
very
crazy.
pop art.
Yes.
Yeah, it's I
And
dug
the
it. It was
colors just
fun,
like
man.
jump off the page. You know, I love how the colors never leave me
Hell yeah.
bored. But yeah, so like this rampant kaiju, I forget its name. They're basically
Shit. It was really catchy, and I'm having a brain fart
no,
tonight. But
right? Damn it. Anyway, they're worried the green kaiju is connected to planet Earth, and they're worried that it's more or less planet Earth's manifestation of like things gone wrong, and they're gonna it's over for all other kaijus. Like there's no other kaiju that can hang with this guy, and so these two are dead set on, or these three rather, are dead set on getting Godzilla to fight, but they don't know where Godzilla is. Always on Monster Island, just chilling. But yeah, here's where the Pacific Rim.
He's chilling. He's raising
The little mini.
That's why Godzilla's on. Yeah.
Yeah. So here's the part.
Godzuki, but that's what I know.
Oh, for sure, dude. Yeah, and here's the part where the Pacific Rim collaborative kind of shows up.
Oh yeah.
Trying to take on the kaiju, and that does not go too well. I love this page. This isn't even the kaiju they're most worried about, but he takes him out no problem. Kind of vomits on him afterwards. The vomit like flows all through the and kills him. Like kind of traps him in the mech or whatever. And yeah, and like this thing is roaming free. They don't know what to do, so they go and visit this like underground world tree, which like is prophetic.
Something that.
Yeah, Zoospora. Zoospora is what it's
or something.
Zoospora. Yeah, Zoospora is a virus to kill. Yeah, savior of Earth, humankind's demise. So it's basically Zoospora is hatched and it's here to end humanity. No questions asked. And there's not a kaiju that's going to get in its way unless it's Godzilla. So like, oh shit. And Homegirl's like, no, this can't be it. The end of humanity. And like, I love the kind of goofy face on this prophetic like cave root thing that they go visit. Anyway, who comes through in the 24th hour but Mothra, the sisters of Mothra? I'm totally butchering their name. Like the I guess the
twins,
the maids of Mothra. The ladies that attend Mothra are like, yo, Mothra will help get Godzilla in the fight. So Mothra flies out to Monster Island, where indeed, like you said, what is it, Godzuku? Totally like, and I love, Godzuki. I love the look on his face here, dude. Like he's got such a little great baby Godzilla face. Anyway, Mothra kind of flies in, does like a flyby attack just to try to get his attention, and then get out of there.
Trying to drag him away.
Yeah, and Godzilla's like kind of injures her wing in the process or whatever, but it gets him moving. I like how Godzilla has a nuclear blast and Godzuki has just these little spaghettios here, like little details like that, man, really make the, you know what I mean? Yeah, dude, this art, like you said, the art was incredible. I'll read it just for the art. The colors alone, like it's so bombastic and awesome. And the tale is fun, dude. It's not like like a super serious story, but at the same time, it's fun, and there's definitely dramatic implications in it, and a built-in family drama with these the woman and the man and the girl that are all trying to get Godzilla. But yeah, shout out to Robbie and whoever else. I forget who else on that. I think Nick said something about this book, but yeah, I've loved it. They're great so far.
Great recommendation.
And looks like we're getting something really fierce in the next episode. What does that look like to you, dude? Like the
was that the cover for it?
Yeah, that's gonna be, or at least what he's
Shinra from Dragon.
Yeah. But yeah, hell yeah. So Godzilla War for Humanity is only two Oh shit! I clicked. I got it wrong. It's only 2 episodes in, or 2 issues in, guys. IDW, y'all check it out, man. Great book. Honestly, the art is killer. All right, buddy. What do we got next? Up next, we only got one number 3, and that would be Blade. Book of the week?
Okay.
Might be my book of the week. It's up there.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah.
Again,
definitely one of my favorite books of Marvel.
Here's my issues with Marvel though. This book was like one of the shortest ones out this week. No matter, like, it was great. Don't get me wrong, but again, a very short book.
I read this in like 5 minutes, and I was like, did I miss something? Like, I had to make sure to go back and make sure I had read everything. I was like, no, I read everything. It was just, like you said, a very short, quick read.
Same, dude. Like, not that it wasn't great, but like, I don't know. Once we get to Ultimate Invasion, we'll talk about Marvel's publishing practices and how we're going to move forward. But we got to draw a line in the sand. Anyway, to me, one of the best books Marvel has going right now. We start out with this. I forget the name. I should know these names. This demon that Blade has essentially killed the only thing that could kill it, and some sorcerers show up from Doctor Strange's neck of the woods, and they're trying to stop this thing, but they're really no match for it. And he kind of torches them from the inside out. I'm disappointed that the Sorcerer Supreme himself isn't here, and he should be based on the way he went through all of his little lackeys. So I guess not to ruin things, but that explains things later in the issue. But yeah, anyway, so that just shows us, like, I like how they set it up with the little 2 or 3 page, like, this guy is not to be trifled with. He really could herald the end times if something isn't done. And then we get into it with Blade, where Blade's fighting, what is it, Dido, or this demon vampire thing. A super great action scene to open with. I love how he's resisting, then he kind of sticks the explosive and the tentacle, and boom. And he kind of uses his defeat of Dido or whatever it is here to leverage some help from Homegirl hunting down this thing that obviously he's going to need more than a couple hands with and dealing with. But yeah, just pretty much the whole thing is action. They have a slight little conversation over noodles here about everything that's going down. It's more or less a negotiation, and then Homegirl's like sisterhood shows up because she left the convent or whatever, and they're here to collect. I like how, like, Homegirl right here, she's like, I don't know if, like, she's like, is it okay to kill him? She's like, yeah, they're lost souls. Kill away. She's like, oh. And like, it's just like you said, dude. But here we are. We're already at the end of it. So like, that fight happens, and then like we get to the end of it, and who shows up? I love the Doctor Strange with the upset parent. I'm not upset. I'm disappointed. Like, what's going on, Blade? Like you've let out you've let loose this infernal force that's essentially killed a bunch of my followers. Like, what's going on? So like you said, dude, it's here and it's gone, but it was a good issue nonetheless.
But now that we're going over it, because it was such a brief, it was one of my favorites. I don't know if it's gonna be my pick of the week of last week, but I definitely enjoyed it. It's definitely one of the better Marvel books out right now for me. I really dig the artwork. Casagrande is killing it. There's like certain panels in this remind me of like John Cassidy, and then I can see like Stefano Caselli in certain shots. Like it's very moody but detailed, kinetic artwork. I like it. when like the action's there and it's sleek and stylish as it should be because it's Blade.
Bro, I'm
And
about to
that
say,
fade,
like,
yes, that's a
If Blade doesn't have a tight fade, who does, bro? Like, I would hope my man is not out here nappy with it. Like, I would hope he's got the fresh cut, because I can't imagine Blade with anything
have a
but,
pick
man.
and
Right? Um,
the line
yeah, Eric
kills
said
it,
Blake
bro.
is a Marvel book right now, and that's a wild thought. And there's not like we'll get to
Yeah,
Marvel here.
I agree.
We got one more book to get through before our last Marvel book, and we'll talk about it. But yeah, man, like despite its shortness, a great book. Can't wait to see where it goes.
Yeah,
Brian Hill is
yeah.
killing it. This is the type of book that makes me want to go back and like read all the other Brian Hill titles. You know what I mean? Like he's doing such a great job on it. So yeah, can't wait to see where it goes. We'll see moving forward.
Didn't he write? It was like one of the launch books, I believe, for Krakoa Age Hickman. It was like, what was it called? It had a young Cable in it. Someone help me out here. It had I think it was Kurdansky was on art. It wasn't. It was either the art held it back. I just remember it not jiving. I remember being excited.
Like something epic, Kudransky?
Yeah, I believe so. I believe it was him
Real?
and Brian Edward Hill. Yeah, the series didn't last very long, bro. You would think with those names, it sounds like a good pairing,
that
but
sounds like
it series it didn't jive. It wasn't bad, but it just something about it wasn't connecting. It didn't feel like I guess it kind of felt a little pointless, but it led to the Marauders, which I really enjoyed as well as Marauders.
That was one of the most celebrated COVID era Marvel runs, right? Everybody loved Marauders when there wasn't much going on, right?
Yeah, the Marauders. Not the Marauders. What was the Hellions? The Hellions. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
That's the book I really. Fallen Angels. Thank you guys. Yes, see, Fable said, "Don't read Fallen Angels." You would think that's a good book given the creative team, but it was not hitting, bro. It was not. So hitting.
Fallen Angels had Brian Hill writing and Simon Kudransky on art, and it was a dud.
I think it was the inking or the coloring, bro. Like the art, you could barely see anything. It was very shadowy, and it's not what you think of when you think of Kurdansky.
Yeah, because that art and something epic has been like next level, dude. Like he's leaving it all.
No, that's what I'm saying. You think of that. The story kind of had potential, but the art, I really, maybe it was Kurdansky or the inks, bro. But I would have liked to see where the story went. But it wasn't strong. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't anything to like, oh man, I'm really invested. It was curious, but yeah, they ended it early for a reason. That was the first title to get axed for Hickman's era of X-Men.
Damn. He said, I heard Brian was outside the loop with the Hollywood gig. Outside the loop with the quick error, sure, to his Hollywood gig and made the story. Okay. Well, damn, yeah. I guess you can't hit a home run every time, but yeah, he's certainly doing it on this one. Yeah, for sure. All right. Our number 4 is we got our first one. Well, we got 2 comics left. We got Tenement and Ultimate Invasion. Let's do Tenement first. Dude, I love this comic. I continue to love this comic, but I don't know where it connects into the larger, like we've talked about before. I don't know where it connects into the larger Bone Orchard mythos, but as far as like a standalone series and like what's going on here, I love the mystery. I love the art. I love the color schemes. I love the perspective. Like, Sorrentino is on some other shit. Who's on colors too?
This is the first.
Colors, Dave Stewart. Yeah, Dave Stewart's killing it.
Bone Orchard book I've read. Dave Stewart. Okay. Classic.
Yeah. What do you think about it, Dave?
I've loved this one. This is the first. I've got to get caught up and read the other 2. And what was it, like 10,000 photos?
Yeah, there's 10,000 black
I'm digging it, bro. You know what? Ever since I seen the new Evil Dead Rise. Okay. I think I'm on a bit of a delay,
it's all good.
So
keep going.
Bear with me. But ever since I seen Evil Dead Rise earlier this year, I really dug like the whole people trapped in like an apartment complex and evil about. This kind of gives me those vibes. So that's definitely been curious. It's been a curious read. Art's stellar. I mean, this is a creative team. I don't think will ever give us something meh. You know, you got Lemire and Sorrentino just jiving as
No,
they always have
this page
done.
was
But
crazy. Like how they're like coming out of the
I
maw of the
hate to
mouth.
say this skull.
Yeah, like how they're
Yeah,
coming out of it.
yeah.
So good.
I I I always kind of sometimes I read books and be like, man, this would be a great like to see live action. This I would like to see like a little horror series or a show or something based off of this. I think this would be fun. You could get some interesting character dynamics. I wish we learned a little bit more about the characters, you know, and how they
Yeah.
all like what this ties into. But other than that, it's still a great read. I'm curious to see how this all. It's creepy as shit, very atmospheric, beautiful, detailed artwork. Just firing on all cylinders, like you said. Dave Stewart, great coloring, and it's just it's if you love horror books, you love good comics. This is one to check out.
Yeah, I think like a good way would have been to do this is to put these characters in like those other series, like Passageway and
Mhm.
um Bone Orchard Mythos. Now, not that they might like I've read the Passageway, but I haven't read Bone Orchard Myth or 10,000 Black Feathers. I'm
Okay.
sorry. But like I agree with you in that like I don't know. I'm confused to how all this is tying in, but I'm not really worried about that. I feel like this one. I want to get to the bottom of this mystery and like this underground cavern. Basically, they all just like went through to get like a bunch of them murdered or snatched up, and then they come back out and they're right back where they started. And it's like, what the fuck is going on? And what is the? And then they also have this
The faceless people.
the faceless people, and I love this scene. Hold on, dude, look at the art here. I love the cause
Yeah, yeah.
throughout. Um, but like the hold on. Oh wait, we're at the end there. But yeah, home like oh wait, homeboy like homegirl shows up and it's really one of those like faceless men or whatever, and the kid is the only one who sniffs it out and has to take the knife and stab her. And then when she's lying on the ground, she kind of like morphs back into this other thing, and they're like, "Shit, how did you know?" And he's just like, "I just knew."
I could smell it.
I don't. Yeah, I can sell it, and like that kid still knows too much. I feel like he's kind of like the and kind of like by default, he's kind of the one leading the show and gets them back to the apartment. Um, you still got this like really temperamental dude who's been a problem throughout, like who I don't trust, who I think is going to be, end up being like the downfall of
It's
the
gonna
group. But
square.
yeah, yeah, but I love these like panels, dude, and the black and the red, how those themes have been used like often. But I love how we come back into color here and we're back in the apartment. It's like, what in the fuck just happened? So like again, as is par for the course with Bone Orchard, like or Tenement and Bone Orchard, like a lot of questions, a lot of coolness, but like we'll see where it lands going forward. I don't know how many issues we got planned for this bad boy. This one seems
Right,
like it's
that's
going to
what
be
worries me.
more issues than the last two like series. So I don't know. We'll see. But I'm not worried about
How long
that.
were the
I'm
last
just
two
enjoying
series?
it. As His Way was 3 or 4 issues, I want to say, if that.
Okay,
Not many. I
okay.
don't know about. I don't. I think about 10,000 Black Feathers was probably the same. I'm not sure. Let me see.
Okay.
Um. Yeah, Sal, completely agree. Photorealism works with horror suspense books like this. Um.
Yes.
It does it's photorealistic and um amazing, man. It really is. I love the use of shadow and color. I think they do a masterful job. Um, it's really great when you see like somebody on Sorrentino's level with all right, Fable, get some rest, brother. Love you, man. Um,
Hey,
when
brother.
like a artist on Sorrentino's level and like gets meshed with a colorist like Dave Stewart, you know what I mean? Like it's just pure harmony. Because that would be so. I would be so particular about that if I was an artist. Like somebody putting colors on my shit, dude. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
It's got to be
Yeah,
so different.
especially when you're
So
this.
like that's your baby, and you're giving it to somebody else to kind of finish off and make look polished. Like that would just be such a nerve wracking experience to me if you don't trust who it is.
When it comes to like inking or coloring, like there's so many. Because of Instagram, I've realized that there's so many artists that somewhere along the lines they're not paired up with the right inker or something like that, but their sketches will be amazing, but their finished work in like the printed comic will seem a little lesser because it's like, the inkers maybe using too heavy lines to really show the fine details, the minute details an artist might be conveying when they're sketching. It's, I have peeped that, and that would paranoid me a lot. Like, damn it, man, I can see why some just kind of choose to go with their own, even though it's more work. Like they're just like, you know what, I got it. I'll ink and color my own because I don't trust anybody else with my. Like you said, it's their baby. They're giving their something they put a
Yeah,
lot into to kind of, So yeah, there's a lot that goes into
yeah,
that.
absolutely. Um, but yeah, Jeff Lemire, dude, one of my favorite writers, continues to kill it. Between that, Fish Flies, he's got Black Hammer kind of reboot coming out, man. I highly recommend any Jeff Lemire book to anybody.
Oh, nice.
He's got stuff out there for anybody, really. Uh, just one of the best comic book writers out there, for my money. Um, all right, last comic of the
Facts.
night, man.
They're facts.
All right, let me go ahead and issue our disclaimer on $10 Marvel books moving forward. This is the last $10 Marvel book. I don't give a fuck if Gods comes out next week or not. We are not reviewing that motherfucker. Steph, I'm speaking for you. I hope your agreement, but we got to draw a line in the sand somewhere. I was talking with Fable about this last night. We continually have that conversation where we're like, yeah, it's $9.99. Oh, but I'm gonna buy it because it's Hickman, bro. I'm gonna say the quality of the storytelling and what they're giving us for $10 these days is not worth the price point. Us continuing to buy books at a $10 price point sets a dangerous precedent for all publishers
Yeah.
and all of us moving forward. So fuck them. This is our last $10
You know
book.
what?
If a book comes in at $10, we're not talking about it. I don't give a fuck if it's the event of the year.
What
Like,
if it's on? Do they do? What do they do with Marvel Unlimited? Like, is Ultimate Invasion on there right now on Unlimited?
no, see, like usually with Marvel Unlimited, it's a month or two delay before you get the current issue. So like Ultimate Invasion 1 or 2 might be on Unlimited right now, but 3 or 4, like it never drops same day. Now DC's
I'll say this.
I have both apps. DC's app has a option where you can, I think, pay like the ultra package and get comics on the app the same day they drop. I think I could be wrong on that. I don't think Marvel Unlimited has that option at all. But I'll look, Marvel Unlimited can get my money all day long. But
No, yeah.
I'm not paying $10 for a comic book, bro. Like that's
I,
just
I,
crazy.
I was gonna say I won't be buying these $10 comics. Now I'll read them. I'm not gonna say how I'm gonna read them. There's many different ways, but I will
Talk to
be
him.
financially supporting these $10 comics. It's not worth, like you said. It's just the content. It's not worth it. Like the pay. There's so many things. I don't, not to go on a negative tangent, but there's so many things to complain about in terms of like the the paper quality, the content in it. A lot of these pages and these $10 books coming from the big two sometimes are a lot of ad space, So that's some bullshit. If anything, it'd have to be like an indie book, bro. Like that I'm gonna spend with some story I'm really curious about, or some top tier creators where I know it's purely them. Like they just, yeah. It was, and I love Hickman, but Ultimate Invasion, I love Ultimate Universe, but this was a little lackluster. Uh, I didn't know that this was a Diane Cates story initially, and Hickman kind of was handed the reins to that. Kind of makes sense
Wait.
now. But
Hold on. What?
yes, this was originally Donny Cates cooked this up, and because he kind of had to take a hiatus, they gave this to Jonathan Hickman to reimagine, I guess. Yeah, I'm glad the Ultimate Universe is back. There were some interesting developments the last page, but Robbie was saying it yesterday about Gods, which I haven't read yet. This didn't feel The first issue felt a little. It was interesting, but this series never felt epic. Like I guess just
No.
a preconceived notion I have about Hickman is everything's supposed to feel grandiose and next level. But this was entertaining. I think if you like the Ultimate Universe, you'll definitely enjoy it. But it's not something I'd say it's like a must read of the year, which I'm surprised about because Hickman's usually he's up there. But and then
Dude,
the artwork
especially
was satisfactory, but not.
yeah, completely true, man. Like the artwork was blah. Like some of these like splash pages in here
Yeah,
are cool. Get to them, like they're okay. Like this looks great. There's a
yeah,
couple of these slides would look okay, but like overall, Hitch's artwork left a lot to be desired. This did not feel like a Hickman story in the slightest. When you're talking about like
yes,
when I think back,
yes,
dude, when I think back on those Avengers, Fantastic Four, like the everything dies, that whole like that shit was like, come on,
yeah,
man, that was like a Pulitzer Prize
yeah,
winning novel type quality. And the way he
yes,
like this feels like he got a check, and this like it's so disappointing that this was the grand setup and grand entrance back into the Ultimate Universe. Man, they should
yeah.
have just fucking scrapped this shit and done something different, and had like Ultimate Spider-Man with him and Cachetto be like the main, or however, and just weave it in through that. But this was not it. This left me, if anything, less interested in the Ultimate franchise moving forward, and wary of the fact that I know God knows how much Ultimate Spider-Man #1 is probably going to be $15. Like,
Man,
um,
if we still don't know who's gonna be, they could have a new Miles, or it could be Peter Parker, because he came back at the very end. It was like he died, but it turns out he was alive the entire time. But it was like one of the very last issues Bendis was on, and it was nothing that was ever like resolved from that. So it could be Peter Parker again, but just the fact that it's Shadow Hickman and it's Spider-Man #1, this is easily going to be a $10 book. Though the $15 like foil covers they had for the first issue of this with Miles, it's going to be a repeat. I feel they're gonna. Once again, I'm making my stand. Love you, Marvel. I'm like been reading you guys at 35. Been reading you for at least 30, 31 years. I've been collecting comics. And I'm gonna borrow someone else's copy and read it. I will not be buying it unless you guys are really
right, right.
wowing me. This was this, like you said, this was not. I don't know where this is going. Like, what's the pitch for this new Ultimate Universe? Is it that all these heroes are gonna have 24 months until the city unlocks itself from stasis or whatever, and Reed and the Maker
Yeah,
and everyone comes out of there? Like, I'm not sure where this is going. But I don't get me wrong, I will be checking it out because I love the Ultimate Universe. But please don't make it $10, Marvel. Let's come on.
they're going to though.
Come on, something's got to give.
It is a
That
banger
is a
splash
banger splash
Burno, but
page.
like that's what they filled this whole issue with is like banger splashes, and this thing comes in at like 42 or 43 pages, which is really only 10 to 15 pages above a full what a full red
Dial.
blooded comic book should be. You know what I mean? To
Right.
me, a good 30 pages is a good comic book, but like this thing had so many needless like fight splashes and shit like that, and not that it didn't look cool. And
Mm.
honestly, they could have used some of this in the earlier part of the series to kind of draw us in more. But like this and some of these plot reveals and whatever were just blah. Like nothing really moved the needle for
Yep.
me in this. Even I think the moments they respect, like the whole thing with reading the Doom masks never really came to, like I never really felt Doom, like the Doom essence under that, man. Like there was some like behind the scenes mastery or whatever, but like that whole thing was just like, I don't know, you could have done, and just like to know that didn't feel like Hickman's reverence for Doom and what he's done with that character in the past. It just felt like some sloggy shit, dude. And I hear what
Yeah.
he's saying, like that nobody can land the plane on a Kate story, but this is Marvel's fault for giving some half-ass Kate's idea to Hickman and asking him to execute it if that's what happened. But I know Hickman said in interviews time and time again, one of the most important things to him, like Remender, is that the artists that he's working with make money, and I'm sure that fucking happened here. I'm sure that was a big
Yeah.
part of it, but um,
Let me ask you something
hopefully,
real quick. Who do you think
go ahead.
was in the Kang suit at the end? Do you think it was Howard, or do you think it was Tony?
Tony. I think it's got to be just spoilers, guys. But yeah, like he pulls the mask off the Kang there at the end, and hold on, I'll get to it. I
They
think it
don't
was
show who
Tony
it is.
just to level his grief,
Yeah,
the grief on
yeah,
his
agreed.
face. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, like this splash
but
is
I tell you
great, dude.
what.
But this is what
Yeah,
like there's
yeah, yes,
they packed it with this like, and these moments are not even that like this looks great, but it's not even that big of a moment. Like
an earn. Yeah, it's not an earned
in the
moment for that.
and like yeah, and it like it didn't land like that. It didn't feel like that heavy. And then okay, everybody's decide. This is when everybody's like, oh, it's a bubble. How many years is it? And can we hold it together? Blah 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 blah.
You know, you know what? The Reed Richards Doom reminds me of the Ultimate Reed Richards Doom. He reminds me of Infamous Iron Man when Bendis did him with Malieve a few years ago, and Doom was trying to do the whole anti. This is the ultimate version of Infamous Iron Man. I just now realizing that, which is kind of it'd be
Oh yeah,
crazy if he's running around as a hero in this new Ultimate universe.
that's a great call, dude. Hold on, I'm trying to find the scene with Howard. Is it at the end? I like how they have.
With the
I like how they.
I
I do like how they go and get Cap out of the ice at the end. I like how they get. All
yes,
right. Yeah, hold on. Let me try to find it.
and
Um.
and the Iron Lad. I like the Iron Lad thing. That was dope. I'm not gonna lie. If we can get like an Ultimate Young Avengers,
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. Like, those things I have no issue with, but nothing excited me moving forward about this. Like, I don't know what
yeah,
to expect with the Ultimate
the set.
Universe. I was like,
Yeah.
you know, this is so true. This is so true, Eric. And then after you exhaled and blew it out, that idea just like went like with it. Dude, it's like somebody took
King's
that
not king.
discolated idea and like, all right, I'm gonna fucking draw that shit, but then what? And somebody didn't answer that question, and like that's the end of the fucking issue. Like that's so true, dude.
Jesus.
But yeah, I think Kang is probably Tony. Look at the grief on Howard's face right there, right? I feel like it's gotta be. I don't know.
And then Tony was talking about to make sure his armor's got like tachyon something on there, and I know that has to do with like time. So he's either trying to go into the future or find a way to get into the city or something. So yeah, I thought it was Tony too.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
Sal, this is a great fact. I like Illuminati. Like none of we
What?
get none of the old Hickman stuff. Like we got none of the old. I thought we would at least get like some type of throwback to some type of story from, but like it looks like besides,
Man,
and then like where was Miles, man? I thought Miles was gonna have a significant role to play in this shit from issue 1.
when he said he
So
wasn't
is that
interested, that was them with showing like, nah, I'm not messing with
somebody
the
told me
new
it's
Ultimate
Sue
Universe.
and the fucking Kang armor? That'd be cool. But at the same
Yeah,
time,
but
dude,
why would Howard care about Sue? He doesn't even know, this Howard
does he
Stark
know who
doesn't even know
Sue
who
is?
Sue Richards is.
Yeah.
They didn't show her in this new Ultimate Universe.
Oh, Sal says Sue was the original Ultimate King.
Mm.
All right. Well, yeah, fair enough. But yeah, I don't know. Gods. I hope Gods is better. But I'm not buying it. I hope it's better and it's like a completely Hickman idea from top to back. But dude, I don't know.
Yeah.
Just extensive thinking on this like $10 problem and how I hear everybody say that it's ridiculous, but there's always that but after that. Like, but it's Hickman or but like, come on, man. Like,
The exception. Yeah.
yeah, and
Got to
it's
stop
dude,
making the
like
exceptions.
you can act like you can sit here and like I feel like we can trust Image up to a point, but like I know DC and some of these other companies are watching this shit and what they're able to get away with
Yeah.
here in these times, and like that's not falling on deaf ears, man. So
No, absolutely.
yeah, you're part of the problem, E. What the fuck, man? The how much E? How much was
I'm
Gods?
reading.
Tell me how much it was for the issue, because I don't know.
It's got
It
like
was
$9.99.
it was $9. Shame on you. How much was Gods, E? Let me know. All right.
Yo, we can still read it. We just don't have to pay for it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just saying.
Come on, man.
Mm.
Come on, man. All right, Sal, have you read it? Was it worth it? Let me ask you that. I know Eric hasn't read it, but Nick said it was worth it.
Nick said it was worth it.
I don't know. That's surprising coming from Nick. I would feel like Nick would say like 350. Yeah, I'm gonna be reading that one on the 399 channel. But well, yeah.
He said it was worth it. Pretty big. Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like I feel like we gotta do something about it. Because every fucking book we buy in the near future is gonna be $10 before we know it. All right. Next week, I put some comics up here that notable for reasons. Batman, the new Batman coming out.
Oh, you know what I forgot?
Go ahead.
Oh, I gotta get that. I gotta get that cover. Love the Hickman callback. But I forgot about Void Rivals, bro. Number 4. I'll add that one to the book next week. It's a late one. We'll cover, but I forgot about.
There's a couple
And Transformers.
books that kind of had the. Yes. Well, Transformers is this week, but Void Rivals was last week, and like I saw that one too, and like I didn't know what to do. Like we also had to do that. Thinking about Sins of the Salton Sea, we had to do that like a couple weeks ago with that book, like number 4 or whatever. That's why we skipped it, because there was so much other shit coming out. But yeah, we're definitely going to cover like the final couple of issues of that in the finale next week. I can't wait for that one. Anyway, Batman Zdarsky's awesome run to me continues. Looks like it's going to be Bat's versus the Bat family here. He's gone super hardcore against his fight for crime, and the Bat family's trying to reel him in. X-Men continues. Hopefully we get some more Shadowcat badass, and the Mark Brooks corner box variants just don't stop, guys. Jesus. Look how great that looks.
It's one of the best. Yeah.
It is. It might be my favorite so far, man. I love the black and gold. Like, woo! I love how he's starting to do different backgrounds and stuff with these things.
Mm-hmm.
They've just gotten so good. And he's got one of the best signatures in the game, I feel like. Artist signatures are so cool, and like
you think
he's got a cool one.
The chick at the bottom of the X-Men cover, you think that's X-23 or Armor?
Oh, that's Laura, bro, for sure.
Okay, all right.
I think.
That's what I was thinking.
I don't know. You could be. You know the X world better than I do, man. But
I think too.
Is Batman being sworn in? That's a good question.
Yeah, he's sworn himself in again for his life on his fight against crime. He's got to re-up on his promise to himself.
Fucking extra, really, Bruce? Just go fucking drink a beer somewhere, bro. I'm fucking rededicated. It's a renewal of your vows. Like, give me a fucking break, man. That guy is always missionary with the lights on, is he not? Jesus Christ. All right. Fantastic Four, I've been loving it, dude. Poison Ivy has also been great.
I gotta check that out.
Yeah, like the art in Fantastic Four hasn't been the best, but the storyline by Ryan North I've enjoyed throughout. I second what Robbie said in his week review. Like each issue more or less has a standalone story, but connected to a larger overall arc. So,
okay,
yeah. A couple of those early issues of Fantastic Four were incredible, especially the one in the diner. There was one in the diner where they were in this town. They thought they stopped in this random town. They stopped in a diner. It was actually a town full of Doom bots. And this older lady it was basically a town created for this older lady who had cared for Doom at one point in time in her life. And Doom created an entire town for her with citizens who were basically Doom bots and cared for her and whatever, just because like it was one of those great issues that was an examination of a character without that character being in the issue. Like it was a great look at Doom, but Doom never
Yeah,
showed up. Like, and I'm always for those type of stories, dude.
bro. There's a this what's the creative? It's Paul Jenkins and Pablo Rivera. I want to, but they did a bunch of one shots called Mythos, where it was like they did X-Men, Spider-Man, Hulk, Fantastic Four, Ghost Rider. But their first team up, I think, was during the Bob Jenkins Spectacular Spider-Man run, where there's an issue where it takes place like this kid has cerebral palsy, and he can't really do much. Like the whole issue is him narrating the issue, and what he likes to do, he likes to go up on the rooftop because that's where he can see everything, and he feels like he's kind of free. And like he always sees Spider-Man zinging around and beating bad guys up from afar and with the one-liners. And then one day, Morbius tries to run up on the kid because he thinks he's helpless, and Spider-Man comes out of nowhere and like he whoops Morbius's ass. And at the Spider-Man's being Spider-Man, being with the witty one-liners and stuff like that. And at the end, he's about to hop off the building, and he like stops and turns and takes off his mask and shows the kid, like he shares the kid with to show him who he is. And he's like, the kid was like, I thought I'd see some like guy that's like the happiest in the world, and I just saw like this regular guy with like the saddest look on his face. Like it was just a very emotional. It kind of told you a lot about who Peter Parker was, with, like you said, without him being the focus of the issue. Like I feel you on that. I love issues like that, bro. Character examinations without them being the focus.
Hell yeah, I think it's like a masterful exercise in writing to be able to pull something like that off. Like, how do you say something like poignant and profound about this character without them like being like I don't know. I feel like that's how you really like break down and understand characters. And yeah. I think like some of the best comments. There's one by Brian Azzarello where he does Crusher Hogan. He does the Weekend Crusher. It's like some random ass. It's like when Azzarello was coming up, and it's some random ass like Spider-Man title. I couldn't even tell you, but it's Crusher Hogan in like the week of his life before he gets in that wrestling ring with Spider-Man. You know what I'm talking about? And like when Spider-Man's first like, and it's like the whole thing is like him like arranging all this stuff that he's gonna like make enough money at that fight night or whatever to like solve all his problems or whatever. And like the issue ends with like Spidey hopping over the ropes, and he's like, huh? And like it's just like, so I don't know, man. Like issues like that, it's like it shows so much about like not only Spidey but like his rogues gallery, and it was just like a great like examination of like just picking up like random rocks and turning them over and telling stories like that. I thought was so cool. But yeah, of course, Transformers has turned the world on its head. Yeah, dude. Apparently we got wrestling moves. Like he's clotheslining Starscream. He's Optimus Prime is out here suplexing folks. Like, let's go. Doctor Strange has been awesome. I've been reading that. I know we haven't been talking about it like that, but I've loved this series. Jed McKay has been. I'm here for anything Jed McKay does, and look at these Alex Ross covers, man. Woo-wee. That's crazy. Birds of Prey.
I gotta get caught up on that. I've been meaning to check that out.
Well, it's only number 2, bro. So we're good. That'll probably definitely be talked about next week. Birds of Prey.
Doctor Strange.
Oh, Doctor Strange, yeah, man, get caught up on it. It's not that bad. Like, you don't really need any. You don't need any precursors or anything. Like, you can. He did the Strange series before that, where Clea was the Sorcerer Supreme, and that kind of has some ties to what's going on now. But you don't need it as like required reading or anything like that. Like you can just rock out with. Yeah, you can just rock out. Like you can just start at Doctor Strange #1 and go from there. But yeah, he's been on that since like I think he did Death of Doctor Strange and then Strange, and now he's on this one. But yeah, between that, Moon Knight, I've enjoyed the Avengers so far. I know we didn't get to that one, but have you read the latest issue in that? Like I've liked the Avengers so far.
Man, I think the last issue I read.
Go ahead.
I think 3 might have been the last one I read. Yeah, I'm gonna get caught up on that because I wanted to give it the first arc. Okay, 5. I'll check that out. I'll get caught up.
Yeah, man, it's good. I liked it. Um, it's kind of those ones you got to stay with. Like you got to 3 and 4 were
Yeah.
a little kind of the same thing, but 5 I feel like we're finally kind of getting somewhere. So we'll see what happens. Peacemaker Tries Hard has been
Okay.
amazing.
All right.
Kyle Stark,
All right.
funny ass series, got all the humor and levity of the James Gunn series. Um, yeah,
Nice.
highly recommend that one. That one's been fun to read, just a good time. And then, dude, I think my two most anticipated books of the week right here, Sacrificers and Enfield Gang Massacre, man.
Sacrifice.
Yes.
Oh
Can't
wow,
wait
is that
for,
issue 3 already?
yeah, dude, we're on issue 3, bro. Yeah,
It's
and
gonna be a
Enfield
good
Gang
week next
Massacre.
week.
Absolutely. Chris Condon and Jacob Phillips on Enfield Gang Massacre has been supreme. You guys get these books, these connecting covers, they fucking kill. He knows what time it is. Bobby knows what time it is. Um, like this. That Alex Ross is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bobo, it's gonna go places. I agree. I think he's got a bright career in front of him. So he seems to be pretty prodigious with the upload as
He's
well.
going somewhere.
Yeah. Mid Midnight Show look cool off of Robbie's review. I'm gonna try to read some more. I want to read it. Try to get Cullen Bunn. I love as a writer. He did a great job with Red Zone on AWA and a bunch of other books. So I want to try to get in some spooky books maybe in the next couple of weeks. Try to throw in like maybe one spooky book a week for the holidays or the Halloween seasons because October is definitely my favorite month of the year. Um, and then of course the finale of Sins of the Salton Sea, where basically like this Chulu Lovecraftian type monster is going to end the world if they don't sacrifice this one kid, and this guy's trying to stop that. A lot about your moral compass and what you're willing to say yes to and no to in this world. A lot of um, overlapping big themes, but wound into a tight little story between just a few characters. I really love this book. I second everything that E said earlier in the chat. I'm glad he enjoyed the
Definitely
finale.
good.
I haven't got to it yet, but yeah, I can't wait to read the finale. All right, and then our PCP schedule moving forward tomorrow night. Dude, me, you, Fable, and Verno on Blood Spatter Chatter doing Deadstream. Same time, same channel. Not same time, same channel, but same time, 9 p.m. Eastern on Verno's Blood Spatter Chatter. And then, of course, Blaine Fable and his amazing friends is making its YouTube debut. Legacy number, I don't really know. Renumbering number 1. He's got Jen on there. Comics
Episode
Will
1.
Break Your Heart. Yeah, a great member of this community. I'll be on there for a little bit, so y'all make sure you come and check out Fable on Saturday at 1 o'clock Eastern on YouTube. Yeah, but Horror Fest continues tomorrow night with Deadstream. This is I haven't watched it yet. Link, have you watched this one? I'm gonna watch it tomorrow.
Not yet. Yeah, I'm,
Yeah, so
I'm either gonna watch it tonight or tomorrow.
apparently this is a low budget movie shot by a husband and wife who kind of like the premise is a streamer goes into a haunted house or a fucked up house and tries to spend the night, and we kind of have our fun from there. But sounds like an interesting premise. I'm excited to get into this one. Yeah, Bobby, Jen's gonna be here. Jen's gonna be on Fable Show on Saturday, so y'all make sure you come through and show Jen some love. Uh, Jen currently found out that or not too long ago, found out that she has cancer. So I know she's posted a GoFundMe. If y'all want to go to her page at Comics Break Your Heart on Instagram, if you can donate anything to help her with medical costs, you know, healthcare is a motherfucker in this country. I had to take my son to the hospital on Monday morning for breathing issues. So anytime you get to interact with the medical slash healthcare community, it's a whole battle within itself. Just trying to keep things affordable and not put you in debt for the rest of your life. So any financial help you can contribute to Jen and her fight against cancer, and also just to show up and be there for her, and body, mind, and spirit on Saturday. I'm sure she would appreciate all y'all coming through. So please make sure you show up for Jen.
What's up, bro?
Saturday, yeah, 1 p.m. at Blame Fable and Amazing Friends on YouTube. Link, you got anything else you want to say before we get out of here, my bro?
No, thank you guys for coming watching. If you're watching on the replay, appreciate you. And as I said yesterday, take care, brush your hair.
Yo, are you hold on, bro. Is that Cousine from Instagram that you're oh boy that you're I'm not mad at you. He's one of my favorite.
You know, he's got the, like,
Bro,
the
he's
long
one
hair.
of my favorite. He's one of my favorite what how's your sister doing? He's one of my favorite Instagram followers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would
This
post
is
his
more
Instagram.
oily than your sister back massages.
And bro can cook for real, but
He says something like, yeah.
I follow him and New York Nico. I follow both of them. They're hilarious, bro. Like I love there's some part of me that's a New Yorker at heart because I just love like their sense of comedy and wit. So for sure. Yeah. But take care, brush your hair. Appreciate everybody for coming through, whether it's live or on the rewatch. We're only getting better with this thing. Episode 14 of Supreme Clientele is in the books. Thank y'all for coming out. Steph and Stu will see y'all tomorrow night on Verno's Blood Spatter Chatter. But until then, peace and station.